Up next, what we have is Star Wars, the Black Series, Artillery Stormtrooper from the Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian. Let's talk about it.
MBB on the track.
What up, party people in the place? I am the Ruckus, and these are my toys. On deck, we have by Hasbro, Star Wars The Black Series, Artillery Stormtrooper from the Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian. This is an Amazon exclusive. I received this yesterday. Got a couple of them. I like to army build. Yeah, Stormtroopers, you know what time it is with that. I love the army build. I only got 2 of these because being that they're artillery troopers, I didn't figure I needed a legion of 6, 8, whatever. 2 to flank whatever setup, whatever display I come up with should look adequate. As far as our packaging here, we've got relatively new Black Series packaging. You've got Star Wars, the Black Series spot varnished at the top. You have the big picture window box that displays the figure and the accessories fully. You have the show associated to the figure, in this case Star Wars The Mandalorian. You have what the figure is, in this case Artillery Stormtrooper. You'll note that the color of the box at the top will always be black, and where the show or film is located be right there. I'm sure you can see that. It'll have an associated color for the show or the movie. In this case, The Mandalorian. The color is, I'll call it rust colored. So anything that comes out that was on the Mandalorian show is going to be packaged with those colors right there. Different films have different colors, and the characters that were in those films, as they were portrayed in those films or shows, will be assigned that color for their packaging. It'll show what the show is. All the shows will read Star Wars and whatever the name of the show is, and it'll be in the color assigned to that show or movie. In this case, we're calling it rust for Star Wars The Mandalorian. On the side here, we have some artwork, Artillery Stormtrooper. On the back, you have some more artwork and a little readout, a bio, if you will. Artillery Stormtrooper, specialized soldiers in the Imperial Forces. Artillery Stormtroopers carry specialized indirect fire weapons like mortars onto the battlefield. Then the rest is in different languages. This is number 13 in the Star Wars The Mandalorian line. Then you have the legalese. On the other side, you've got nothing, just Star Wars The Black Series spot varnish down there below. On the top, you just have a window. The bottom, more legalese, and that's about the size of it right there. So we have the Artillery Stormtrooper standing here before us, and first thing I'd like to mention is with the Imperial Stormtroopers, basically with the different Stormtroopers that they have, they're obviously, as all Stormtroopers, or almost all, nearly all Stormtroopers, are in white. They're armored in white, and they have different colorings which identify them for what our military would dub MOS, what their specialty is. In this case, artillery stormtroopers, their colors are yellow. You may note that it's the same exact pattern as the incinerator troopers, the only difference being the colors. Incinerator troopers, their color is a type of red, and but other than that, it's the same exact armor and the same exact design. But for the artillery stormtroopers, their coloring is yellow. Another fact about the artillery stormtroopers is they're also known as mortar troopers, which makes sense because they specialize in indirect weaponry, as we'll see, which is my segue into his accessories. So let's take him off the stand here and take a peep at what he comes with. So the artillery stormtrooper comes with a fair amount of accessories here. First up is the customary blaster that most stormtroopers wield. We can call it standard issue, standard military issue. It's just molded in plastic. It does have detail on it, but because there are no paint applications, it's difficult to really see any of the detail. But it is there. So like I said, this is like the basic weapon that most stormtroopers come with. Next up, artillery stormtrooper comes with a mortar, rocket launcher, whatever you want to call it, space age RPG, and it looks pretty nice. It also is detailed. You've got some detail right there. It's molded in like a type of grayish plastic. No paint apps once again, but there is detail. The stand, if you can see it, it's got line work there. Once again, no paint work to basically be able to tell the detail of the line work. It is articulated, which is cool. It has extendable legs, so it can be secured. It has a rotating base, which is cool. It can spin, and of course you can move it in any direction. Yeah, there you have it. It has a gaping maw for where your mortars would be. And yeah, so speaking of mortars, we have this little thing, this little doozy right here. This is a mortar which would be fed into the launcher's maw and fired like that. Pretty simple, but it's a nice little accessory to have. It really is. You have to give Hasbro credit for the attention to detail to actually package this in. His last accessory is his backpack, which contains more shells, 3 of the kind that I just got through displaying, and a one that actually is painted in yellow. So obviously it serves a different purpose. It's probably smoke or something, or I'm actually thinking in Terran terms. It's probably some type of electromagnetic thing or whatever. And there is detail right below it. Can't tell what those are. They could be communication devices or something. You've got detail right here on the side, looking pretty good. It's molded in that same color plastic that the mortar is molded in, and the 3 shells, of course, they're white with grayish line work in there. And this is his backpack, so we can stick it on him. As you can see, he's got a a round peg and a rectangular peg, which is what's on the interior of the backpack, and you just line those up. If you can find the hole, find the hole. That's what she said. And voila, it goes on like that. Taking a closer look at the artillery trooper, you can see, as I stated before, basic white Stormtrooper with yellow highlights, which identifies him as an artillery or mortar Stormtrooper. He's got the yellow running across the top of the dome of the helmet, and the yellow is also present around the mouth area. As far as the back, he's got what appears to be, I would say that they're vents, and they're in gray. He just lost his backpack. I'll take that off for right now. Leave that off for right now. The yellow, getting ahead of myself, he's got some paint on we'll call them the jaw lines, and on the what I'll call earpieces. Moving down, he's got, as you can see, the big yellow shoulder pad, which it can be removed, I'm sure, and he's got the line work underneath there. The other shoulder pad has that same yellow line work present on both sides, and he's got more that goes down his bicep and down the back of the forearm on both sides. That yellow lining extends to the gloves. Moving down the chest, he's got that same yellow designation paint. When you look at the mid-torso, there's paint showing buttons, I guess we can call them. He's got on the utility belt there, no paint work, but plenty of pockets or pouches or whatever, including a couple that hang down. Moving down to the legs, that same yellow line work is present, both sides extending to the back. And then you go down, he's got on one knee, his left knee, the pad has got that yellow line work, and it extends down to the ankles, and that's what we have there. He's got it on the back there, the ankles, the back of the thighs, and yeah, that's the decent paint apps. I mean, standard Stormtrooper buck. Nothing new, as we'll see when we go through the articulation. As for the artillery Stormtrooper's articulation, his head can do a 360. He's got some attitude in there, which is cool. He can look up about that far, look down that much. His shoulders, his shoulder pads are attached to the shoulder of the torso, so that's going to impede the rotation, which can do 360 at the shoulder, but at least it gives with when you move it, so that's all well and good. There is no bicep swivel customary with Stormtroopers Black Series. Single jointed elbows, also customary of Black Series figures, with the it swivels at the elbow. Wrist, his left wrist has the standard horizontal hinge and swivel, it rotates. On his right side, his arm is almost totally impeded by the big shoulder pad there, so you can't really go. You can go out, but you're going to have some resistance, and of course it's going to impede even more so trying to get that 360 rotation at the shoulder. You still have your double jointed elbows which swivel. The right wrist has the vertical hinge on it, and of course rotation. Diaphragm articulation, he can bend about that far forward, that far back. He can go side to side, and he can rotate. Legs, he can go out about that much as far as splits are concerned. He can lift his legs that far up despite the how high the thigh pads go up. Do take note that it does move the hanging pouches. So if you leave the leg up for too long, it's going to stay that way. Obviously, it'll probably warp back down to size, but just take note of that. It can go back that far, not bad. It does have thigh rotation, double jointed knees, get that much. Customarily, no calf rotation, but you do have articulation at the ankle. Not much though, because of the nature of the armor. You can point the toe about that far down, raise it about that far up. You do have ankle pivot, and you do have holes at the bottom of the feet. To give you a full 360 of what Artillery Stormtrooper looks like with the backpack on, there it is, looking real good, hanging there. So to sum it all up, we've got the Artillery Stormtrooper from the show The Mandalorian, and I love it, but then I'm biased because I love Stormtroopers. I think most Black Series collectors love Stormtroopers. It's amazing. They're primarily the bad guys, with the exception of the Bad Batch. And yeah, they keep coming out with different colors to designate them as some type of specialty that they possess. And for the most part, they all the same molds, but we seem to not mind. We give Hasbro a pass for just giving us repaints and slapping another name on the figure, especially since the franchise keeps coming out with different iterations of the Stormtroopers. So it's all good to me. I love the coloring, decent amount of accessories. I think it being included with the mortar and a shell, as well as the standard blaster, which you're always going to get with the Stormtrooper, and the backpack with the detail. I think that I just think that the Artillery Stormtrooper is a straight winner. Once again, it's an Amazon exclusive. They began shipping 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. I received mine yesterday, and decided I'm going to do a review. May as well make my first Black Series review of this Stormtrooper. I think yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I can't wait to see how I'm going to display it. So that concludes the review. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and smash that bell so you can be notified when I upload another video. Until the next time, my peeps, thank you for rocking with me. But remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.